Today we're going to be discussing the rest of the build less, kill less build that we've been covering. The other amps I'm going to be highlighting today uh, will just be basic highlights because I don't plan on building them. I did try to rebuild some of them, but I couldn't get it to work. There are some mechanics of this random build that I just don't understand, but I will be highlighting this person's amazing bass. Alright, that being said, this amp here, as you see, uses extremely as much structures as our home bass build previously. They're going for the same kind of block off, and I don't even understand these stairways. I'm assuming it's like a flow regulator for enemies. I couldn't get it to work. Whenever I built this, the enemies actually just flowed right over it, and maybe I built it wrong, but their build pushes them toward the valley over there. And then once this build here, if you do build this and get the block off correctly, you're basically trying to get them to go into the valley pit, and you're basically trying to knock them off down into the valley for the normal valley recycling thing. I'm sure some of us already have that build. Alright, moving on. We're gonna go cover the next amp. I rebuilt this amp here on mine, and it was successful. Some of the extra add-ons you're going to need are here. Basically, is just a couple slinger defenses that I will need to add on my bass. And now the amplifier we're going to be kind of glancing at as it's being attacked is Pit. This is the amplifier we're going to be covering over now, and some of these amplifiers have a little damage, and that may be because of me. I may have lured the smashers and it broke that one piece over there on the hill. So if you do rebuild this piece for piece, bear in mind that smasher just broke a piece over there, and there may be random broken pieces here and there that you'll have to troubleshoot. I may end up building this pit design. It's a fairly simple design, and it's coexisting with, they're pushing them. If they make it past their kill spot over there on the pit, they're knocking them down into that lava. They're catching them, and then they're walking them into that water trap that we have for our other build that we've already built. And the water spout, it just constantly hits them, and they don't despawn. Basically, is what they go for here. But from the looks on this design here, it's basically reliant on these tire traps that my tire traps do way too much damage. I wouldn't don't have any low-level tire traps right now, but they apparently weren't killing them. So their tire traps on this build here, and this is all they have for traps on their pit. It's a fairly simple design, and just for the simplicity and the lack of materials it uses, I may try to switch it. Now this block off right here scares me. I'm not sure about that block off, and it looks like they just have the basic they just put a cap on it. They just sealed it off with a giant seal of metal. They probably have all kinds of extra structures underneath there, and that's the standard block off for that. And like I said, you can try to build this piece for piece, and or do a hybrid build is what's mine's going to end up with. And the reason why I'm not doing a tutorial like I did with the other ones on this build here, on the rest of them, is because we're so close to venture seasons. I just wanted to get this out and then get prepared for the next venture season. And yeah, there we go. I get off subject like normal. Alright, moving on. As you see, they're just using basic tire traps to slow them down. And all these traps here are not designed to kill. These traps here are designed to push them over, slow them down, and to push them over into that area. They're catching them there, and then the enemies are being funneled through that trap box, and they're eventually walking to the water area over there, which has a staircase on it. And this out here is just a standard amp defense with the just as normals. So yeah, moving on from pit. Yeah, we're still covering. Get off subject. We're basically trying to get the enemies to come this way, and they're basically falling down into the water trap over there. Okay. Next, we're gonna be briefly showing you the some of the other amplifiers. Like this this person's build here, he had so many extra structures built. He has a giant material grinder, which is very helpful if you're just away from keyboard collecting materials. And alright, let's cover their valley. This isn't valley, whatever. You know, I'm just gonna butcher the names, and I'm not even gonna probably cover all the amps by the end of this. Feel free to comment in the comment sections if you have questions. I have questions too. But as you see, this build here is basically built to throw them into the pit down there. There's no way for the enemies to come back up, and they instantly walk around. And this is just a standard kind of no-kill design. Minimum trap damage. Just enough trap damage to slow them down in places. And the tar traps are for smashers. And the wall lights you see, if there's any wall light, there's probably a higher impact on it, because a wall light with a high impact will knock a smasher off the edge for sure. More likelier than a wall launcher. Alright. And like this design here is also kind of just extremely low on materials once the block off is all set up correctly. Like we're basically trying to keep them from coming up this direction, so we're just gonna have the standard kind of block off that you see there, and they're gonna walk up to this way to eventually fall down there, and then they recycle to the back part there. And there's usually some kind of traps down yonder. Like there's spawn points over there, so you could basically knock them off closer to the spawn point. You don't have to have them always walk all the way next to the amplifier, which is dangerous. And they have that weird block off that I don't understand. I have the normal block off, and like, yeah, they just I don't understand the stairways and stuff. I seen a smasher just walk past it, so I'm assuming it was for smashers or something. Like other enemies just ignored it, basically. Alright, now let's cover like I built this one, but I didn't use as much slinger defense as they did on that. And like I'm happy with my build on Devil, but it looks like they used just the minimum traps on their build too. But they're still on their Devil. It looks like they're just spawn killing them, or not really killing them. Their tire traps look like that they're just doing just enough damage and just enough. They're stalling them with their tire traps is what is happening. We're so glad as I took away the CC counter and that's no longer a thing. That was so annoying. And I'm not sure if that smasher's there because I was close and I just messed up their entire build. But I'm 100% sure those two smashers just messed it up. And I don't really want to run down there and show you fully their smashed up build. And so they just blocked off there. There was a spawn point there. If they spawn on the west side, it looks like I don't even know what's going on because the smashers just destroyed it. This is like a live random match that I was extremely bored one day and I just I'm just queued up for this, and it looks like they're just just away from keyboard over there, not saying anything more. So yeah, it's a block off there, and then they have I don't understand. Yeah, maybe y'all can make sense of this, but 'cause it looks like here this would be a problem for me. I have damage and all that there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and this is their traps for this amplifier. They're yeah, they're just killing them on there. They're spawn killing them, not spawn killing them, slowing them down with tire drops. And it looks like they're spawn killing them too. So, you know, I'm not 100% confident in their devil, especially after seeing two smashers just rip through it. I'm more confident in mine, which only usually has one smasher and not two. So, anyway, all right, moving on. Let's see. I built this one and I also did the tutorial on this amplifier. It'll be in my videos. You can find it on my channel. And let's see. So what else do we need to cover? There's so much of this build that I don't understand. Like he had so many extra materials that he built this is a material grinder for constructors. Basically, a constructor can set his base up on that giant floating thing right there and collect materials. There's a look at their hill, which I don't plan on building, but I used to have my build like that. I changed the damage. I might switch it back. So yeah, their hill is just pushes them down there to the pit area, and their water spout pushes them to the lava area. Their lava area catches them, and then they walk over to the water spout. Is this person's base design is basically completely water designed, and their I'll take a closer look. Their block off over here is just completely weird. I have less block off, but I'm sure that all this block off here is necessary to deter them. It would be probably easier if this was being attacked now, and then I could see which way the enemies run. Mine's not built like this, and I'm not gonna change my lava as of now. Mine's just purely damaged, so this looks like it detours them somewhere. I wonder if it detours them to the one of the water spouts. It wouldn't be uh, too bad. And they're still trying to, they're just pushing them out, pushing them down. And they have, see the block off there, let's see, like it's being attacked now. And the enemies are just going south. They're not even heading straight. They're not heading straight forward. They're some reason he's detouring them to the back part. It's probably a tactic just to make them walk around longer, probably like a minute. Some of the enemies are, yeah, it doesn't look like it's working out because they're breaking through their block off there. I'm not confident that their build is yeah, because it's just attacking their block off. So once their block off is broken, it's bad news. But regardless of that, they're having them. He has it set up to where they walk over to the other water spout, and once they get hit to the water spout, he has a glitched floating island. There's no way, like, I don't even want to look at it. There's two floating pieces. The only way to get those floating pieces would be to smash something and then leave a match, because there's nothing connecting those two floating pieces over there. I don't see nothing at all connecting it, unless I'm just at a at a wrong angle. But all the enemies are just landing on top of that floating platform and just staying there for until they probably despawn. So he's got some glitchy stuff going here. But you know, all in all, this base will kill. It will definitely kill. And it also stalls the enemies, and as you see, it's kill less and build less, because you use less, you build less, and you kill less. And then you know, there's really like, I have no plans to do any more builds on this unless it's going to be a pit build. I may do a re thing on the pit, but other than that, I don't see any of these other builds that I may want to rebuild. And it looks like he has just, yeah, it's just damage, and more damage. That being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today's little ditty. If you're new to the channel, before you go, don't forget to become a wolf by liking and subscribing.